It is Monday, July 6th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. Producer Dan along for the ride as well. Hope everybody is refreshed after celebrating America's 250th birthday over the weekend. I know you had a blast, my friend.
I did. I'm still in my patriotic mood right now with my USA shirt, my Twins cat series victory. I'm sure we're going to get into that. In fact, I think we are. I see it on the graphic right there. Had a great weekend though, Chris. I told you before the show, one of my favorite weekends I've had in a long time. So, I don't know. How are you doing?
How was your barbecue cooking?
Dude, we went to my friend Robbie's house, kind of potlucked it up. He had some people cooking some stuff as well, but Olivia made her ribs, which are phenomenal. Two of these young studs. I didn't really know them, but I met them. They were making smash burgers for everyone. We had hot dogs. We had like lamb. We had pork chops. Like just a huge spread. It was awesome.
Sounds like it would have been a bad weekend as I'm starting to really watch what I'm eating. It
was high protein.
Yeah, high protein. High calorie, high protein. That's okay. Yeah, you look great. You look great. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about me. All right, let's get to it. A lot to get to because we haven't had a show since Thursday. My goodness. Start off with a tip of the cap. And we've talked a lot over the last few weeks. The combination of World Cup fans in baseball stadiums has been something that has just been unreal, right? We've seen it all over the place. The Norwegian fans bringing their row, the whole bit. Well, a bunch of fans from England several days ago went to Atlanta. They hopped in some outfield seats, and they have befriended Michael Harris. Yeah, so what we're showing right now is Harris walking over. They asked him for his jersey. He couldn't give the jersey, but he did give his hat away to some lucky British fans. He got an English kit. By the way, he must be super stoked about England's 3-2 victory over Mexico, which was an unbelievable game. And by the way, Harris has now said that if England beats Norway, I think that's happening in Miami, they'll advance to the semifinals, which could be in Atlanta and coincide with a Braves off day, I believe. He said, wow, I'm rooting for England the rest of the way.
Yeah, he's got to go. You think they started rooting for him? Obviously, they're in proximity to where he was playing, but also because it's Michael Harris II, and that they're used to that. That's like their nobility,
Yes.
Right?
That's a great call. Like Michael Harris II is royalty over in England.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, the England goalkeeper last night, great job. Holy shnikes.
Dude, to play basically the entire second half a man down and win? Wow. Incredible stuff. It's been fun, and go Team USA against Belgium on Monday night. We'll be double screen in baseball World Cup. That'll be good. Let's get it going. It was nearly a perfect weekend for the Miami Marlins up in Sacramento. Sure, they swept the 3-game set against the A's. But how about Yuri Perez? Perfect through 7 innings and just 92 pitches. We thought we were going to have it. No. Clayton McCullough's like, come here, young man. Come on out of the game. Here's what transpired, and here is McCullough's explanation.
Well, they're saying shame right now.
Yes. The thing is, too, is that the fans don't realize and understand that what happened with Yuri, that he, is coming back from injury, that he hasn't been going. And, of course, Yuri wants to be out there.
Well, there goes the perfect game.
To say I wasn't thinking about that, because it's 60 pitches at one point in the game, and you start to think, but I feel like my responsibility to him and to our team and our organization is to do what I think is in the best interest of him long term and for our team. So, yeah, part of me as a fan of baseball, and you're watching something very special happen, for sure, but my job is to make decisions that aren't always popular.
By the way, I don't know if that's a truck backing up in Sacramento or a bullshit meter going off. By the way, they almost lost the freaking game. 9-8 was the final. It was a nail biter. So do you buy what Clayton McCullough is selling?
Look, I get it. First of all, I feel like almost every single manager around baseball would have made the exact same call. They don't want him to get in trouble for this. The guy coming off of a lower half injury, I understand. The problem that we have now in this game is we are so – look, I'll say it right now. Analytics have done a lot of good for the sport of baseball. They have. And guess what? Analytics is just another word for information, people. So don't let it scare you. It's okay. You'll be all right. With all that, like we've advanced so much in the game and how we view things, except for the pitch count. I don't understand why this 100 pitch count mark is the threshold. Why? In today's day and age, I looked it up. I said, can you tell me, Google, why 100 pitches is like used as a threshold? This is Google's first line to me. It's an arbitrary guideline developed in the 1990s to mitigate the risk of elbow and shoulder injuries. Developed in the 90s, Chris. Any other stat that we used in the 90s or thought about in the 90s, we throw away now. We don't talk about wins anymore. We don't really talk about batting average anymore, anything like that. We've gotten rid of everything, but for some reason, this is stuck. When I think they know there's better indicators for like risk for injury. It's mechanical breakdown. It's velocity downgrading into a game. There's lots of things you can attribute it to, and they just don't use it. We're just using this arbitrary 100 pitch count. He was cruising in this game. Very low stress. I understand why the move was made, but like, why are we still counting pitches? Why they're tracking every single move you make on the baseball field. How are we not tracking pitchers better than we are? It's almost a broader story for me than this one, because if I'm his manager, I probably do the same thing. I'm not holding him at fault. I'm really not, Chris. Like, he's just really, he truly is trying to do what's best for him and the player. But the guideline they were using for that is just flawed to me. And I'm curious when we're going to change it.
So I agree with you that I think 30 out of 30 managers make this move. This is not on Clayton McCullough. With all that being said, let's go with Honesty Monday. Clayton, yes, I not want to cost myself my job if that kid goes out and gets hurt while trying for a perfect game when it was 6-0. That's what he wanted to say. Now, he later on said he said a few other things that we didn't have time to run. One was this team plans on playing into October. Love it. I mean, there's been no better team in baseball since the beginning of June. It's been the Miami Marlins, and they've got some serious talent, both offensively and in the pitching staff. Do they have some holes? Sure, but virtually every team out there has got some holes east of Los Angeles. But at the same time, just call it what it is. Just say, I wanted to cover my ass. I mean, what he should have done was turn it on the media and said, do you want to be the one that's responsible for putting Yuri Perez back on the injured list for some reason? Now, I would also fight him on that. He had only one rehab start where he went less than 4 innings. I think he threw down in Jacksonville. He's had now 3 starts at the major league level, 68, 86, and then Sunday, 92 pitches. Well, okay, so are we really worried if he goes to 110 from there? I mean, isn't that called building him up? We had an 18-pitch increase. Then we had a 6-pitch increase, but it could have been significantly more, right? If you wanted to go 86 more, that gets you to 104. I mean, I'm just doing the simple math here. Just work with me a little bit. And when you say you're a baseball fan, sure, you're a baseball fan, but you're also a fan of feeding your family and keeping your job. I get it. I understand, but don't expect the fans to not be pissed off. I'm pissed off.
I would like to see it.
Yeah. I was rooting so hard once the A's got back in this thing. I was rooting for the A's to come back and win this thing. I was, and I think Clayton McCullough's done an incredible job. I don't know him all. I really don't. I think he has done a fantastic job. He's got the Marlins right in the thick of this thing. They're tied for the last wild card. They're only 4.5 out in the division behind Atlanta. So kudos to him. He's been awesome. But that pissed me off. And I would have said the same thing if it was my manager in Cleveland.
What do you think Lake Bacher was thinking when he came into the game? Is that the most nervous he's ever been in a big league game? It has to be.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even close from the get-go. I mean, you watch that at bat, he throws a 2-1 slider for a ball, and after that, there was no chance he was throwing that 3-1 pitch for a strike. Walk, next guy, bloop single. All of a sudden, like you mentioned, A's almost back in the game. And they were back in the game, lost by, a run, which is crazy.
The there are two other things I want to say. Yuri Perez was asked about it. He said, I'm very proud of my team and very proud of my manager, mostly the communication that we have. He totally signed off on the move, had zero problem with it, wasn't pissed like Zach Wheeler was when he didn't get to finish 5 last week. Okay. The Marlins have never had a perfect game in their history. Never. A lot of teams haven't. At least 10, I think. They'd have thrown 6 no-hitters, working backwards. Edinson Volquez, Henderson Alvarez, Anibal Sanchez, A.J. Burnett, who walked like 15 guys in that game, Kevin Brown, and Al Leiter.
I'm kind of in the weeds all about this, like what pitch count should work right now. I have this like sports medicine study up right now. It's pretty wild. I can't believe we're not doing these things, especially a team like the Marlins who are so analytically driven. I mean, they're calling pitches from the dugout, which, I mean, that's not really forward thinking. It's actually backwards thinking. It's like college ball.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of things you can do. I don't know. I guarantee you. Here's my guess with all this.
Yeah.
Because pitchers are so valuable. The wearables, the things that you can wear to, monitor a lot of different stuff in your body, stress levels, whatever it is, heart rate, a million different things you can track with wearable technology. That's going to be a mainstay. It hasn't been because I think the players are against it. I guarantee they're going to start introducing that earlier and earlier to players, minor leagues, and it'll eventually be in the big leagues. And then that is the way they'll start to really indicate how much fatigue is going on with these pitchers.
So those are wearables. Are those in conjunction with edibles?
They can coincide with a healthy, balanced, schedule for a pitcher. Yeah, after the game, straight to the gummy.
Look, at the end of the day, the Marlins have been awesome. Good for them. They're a fun team to watch. Yes?
I got another idea. I'm just cooking right now, Chris.
Yeah, you are.
Less warm-up pitches.
That, to me, let me tell you something. That is the number one thing that drives me nuts. It has to be strictly a commercial thing. It's like those stupid hydration breaks we're having.
Just come out later. Throw 4 warm-up pitches in between innings.
Yeah.
2 fastballs, a breaking ball, and then end on a fastball, and you're done.
Yeah. And by the way, if people are going to say, well, what are we going to do during the minute 55 break that we have for these local ads? Pitcher can sit.
It's on the bench.
Go sit. Go chill. It's hot.
Yeah, and who knows, like, before the game. Like, maybe it's such a limit those before the game.
Oh, yeah. Great call.
I mean,
you know what? I cannot wait for our Baseball Today investigative team to get to the bottom of this.
We're so good.
We're going to do it.
Okay.
All right, let us know. Were you pissed? Did you have no opinion on it? Did it not ruffle your feathers? I wanted to see him get a shot at history. I wonder what Dallas Braden was thinking. I heard him on the broadcast, but I wonder what he was really
I
thinking.
texted him.
And?
I said, you've done a really good job holding your vomit in. And he said, it's been tough, brother. But then he's like, he's just off injury. But, he's a guy that did it.
Right. By the way, it was a hamstring injury.
I know.
It's not like his arm was falling apart. I know I get it. Injury's injury, but still, please. Let us know in the comments. This episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by Samuel Adams. This past weekend, America turned 250, and what a party it was. Nobody was more ready to raise a glass than the beer named after the founding father himself, Samuel Adams. From the man who helped spark a revolution to the brand that's been brewing independence since 1984, Sam Adams is leading the celebration, yes, all summer long. So you still have time to crack open a summer ale, that crisp, citrusy wheat ale with a bright lemon finish. It tastes like the 4th of July in a glass. Or you could grab the limited edition Star Spangled Variety Pack, loaded with summer ale, porch rocker, American Light, and fan favorite blueberry lager. All you have to do is look for their retro-inspired packaging in a store near you. Because, folks, this isn't just another summer. It's America's 250th. So join the rally and raise a Sam for the founders, for the flavor, for 250 years of independence. Cheers to 250, America. This Sam's for you. Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. SamuelAdams.com. Savor the flavor responsibly. This time next week, we're all going to be together, the John Boy Media family. Celebrate the Midsummer Classic. Where? in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This past weekend, the starters and reserves were named. Certainly flew under the radar like most of baseball's announcements, but we can have another show about that. We did find out Bryce Harper is going to play in his adopted home baseball town of Philadelphia. He made it as the Legends pick by the commissioner of baseball. Rob Manfred, his good buddy, called him and said, hey, I want you to be on this team. You're my Legends pick. Now, in years past, this has been used for guys who are kind of on their way out. Clayton Kershaw a year ago, nobody in 23 and 24. 22, it was Miggy and Pujols. What do you think about Bryce Harper being a Legends pick?
I have absolutely no problem with it, Chris. In fact, I think it's a very smart play, putting it in front of his home crowd. I mean, and it's not like he's having some crappy year.
Oh, he's having a great year.
He's having a great year. So to me, this makes all the sense in the world. I mean, we could talk a ton of different ways about how the All-Star voting is flawed, all these different things. Even the players voting is not a good system. It's just not. Guys don't care that much. They're not paying attention to what's going on around the league whatsoever. They're locked in on their own season. So I love this. Is very smart. Like give the home crowd like their guys to root for him. Totally makes sense, man. I have no qualms about this whatsoever. Not at all.
We just should name it the commissioner's pick. That's all.
Okay.
I know Legends pick is cooler, but it makes it sound like Bryce should be 1 foot out the door. And he's nowhere close to that.
I get that.
Because have you seen the contract he's still owed? He ain't going to, and he's playing great. I mean, heading into Sunday, he was top 12 in baseball in extra base hits, home runs, ribs, walks, slugging, and OPS. It just so happens that Freddie Freeman won the vote, and Matt Olson's been killing it too. So, we get it. Some positions are overloaded. Some positions don't have enough. And that's the way it goes. Now, I agree with you. It would have been horrific if he had been healthy and not been able to play in that game because he just wasn't picked. This is smart. Rob Manfred hit a home run with this selection. It's just weird we're calling Bryce Harper a legend. If we get him on the red carpet, which I certainly hope we do we have to introduce him as the legend Bryce Harper?
He is kind of a legend.
He is. He is, but I don't know. Don't you equate it with being old?
No. I mean, he also, he's been around for a long time. How many seasons has he played now? 12?
He came up in 2012.
15. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. No?
No,
Am I wrong?
I think he has no problem being called a legend. Well on his way to Cooperstown.
Okay, sorry. There's a difference between being a legend and being the Legends pick.
I don't know. I think you're thinking too much into it.
I'm reading too much into it? Damn it. I knew that. Okay. All right. Dan is saying that it's the prior precedent that makes it odd, not the name itself. It's probably pretty accurate. Dan had a restful weekend. His brain cells are fully functional. You got me. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the teams. Let's each pick one guy that we're happiest for that made either roster.
So I probably messed this up. I'm happiest for Harper. I sent that out to Dan. But I think it's true, man. Think about elite, not elite, all these different things. He's had a phenomenal year, and he's going to get such a great ovation in front of his home crowd. And honestly, I don't know how often that's really truly happened for him there. What the kind of ovation he's going to get in Philadelphia is probably the biggest one he's not ever going to get, has gotten so far. And I think he's been great for that franchise, and he deserves the admiration that they're going to give to him at the All-Star game. I understand it's World Series or bust for this team. There's no doubt about it. It's World Series or bust for Bryce Harper as well. But sometimes it's just out of your control, man. Sometimes it's just out of your control. He's been phenomenal for the city, for this team. I mean, 910 OPS in 8 years with Philadelphia. What else can you do if you're Bryce Harper? So I'm just excited for him when they announce his name, before the game on Tuesday, next Tuesday, it's going to be a loud pop, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and the Midsummer Classic, I think, is a time where players can appreciate the thunderous ovations they get more than any other time. Like when you get introduced at a playoff game, they got their playoff game face on. It is go time. Here, it's you're around your family, you take a deep breath. Like it's okay to say, damn, I am appreciated. And that they bet I feel bad for whomever is next in line because he's not a starter, so he's going to be standing on the chalk. So whomever is next in line right after him, it must be a teammate, huh? Yeah. Well, let's think here.
Is it Duran then?
No, Duran is before him because of the alphabetized order. Sanchez, you imagine, would be the starting pitcher.
He's gonna be
Marsh, and then who are we forgetting?
That's it.
There's a fifth Philly. Harper, Sanchez,
Schwarber.
Oh, Schwarber.
Is he starting? No, he's not starting.
He's next. So I don't feel bad because Schwarber's. I feel bad for whomever's after Schwarber.
Huge pop too.
Yeah. So just take your time. Let's soak it in. Fox, let's not worry about getting to break. Let's enjoy the Philadelphia Phillies that are getting introduced at that point. That's going to be awesome. For me, and I like yours a lot, Jacob Latz, who at this point is the lone Texas Ranger. I have mentioned him several times over the last few weeks because I think the bullpen has probably been the biggest surprise for Texas and also maybe the biggest reason why they're right in the thick of this thing in the AL West. Heading into the weekend, he had a 1.71 ERA. That ranked among the American League leaders with at least 30 innings pitched. Opposing hitters, 170 batting average. They also have the league's lowest on-base percentage and OPS against him in terms of qualified relievers. Now, this is a guy who's 30 years old. This is the first year since he was drafted in 2016 that he has not pitched at all in the minor leagues. So this is a guy who has bounced up and down and at times been a force for them. He did pitch for them in 2023 when they won it all, but he did not pitch in a playoff game. I'm happy for him. I think those little stories are cool.
Yeah, some of the first-time guys and being able to say you're an all-star for the rest of your life is so cool.
Yeah, it's great. What about the guy who got snubbed? I always hate doing snubs because you have to pick somebody to come off the team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think for me, you look around the league and there is a position that's really, really strong. You meant first base is one of them in the NL. Also, second base in the NL is very strong. Luis Arraez is in there. There's a couple guys who's the other second? Oh, Ozzie Albies got voted in.
Yeah.
Ozzie Albies got voted in. Luis Arraez is playing. You can go Bryce Terang because he's having a phenomenal season. I went with JJ Weatherholt, man.
Great one.
I'll tell you why. First of all, he's had a great season. You're watching the homer against the Cubs right here on the first pitch of the game. If I'm him, I'm like, what else do I got to do to be an all-star? Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm not an all-star this year, am I ever going to be an all-star? Because he's got a 780 OPS. He leads the world in outs above average. He's playing a phenomenal defensive second base. 4.2 B-WAR. Like, he's done everything that you could think of. 364, 416, 780. And he's just been, I mean, without him, the Cardinals are not where they're at.
Right.
No. They're just not. And again, I think the main reason I think it's a snub is if you're him, you're 23 years old, it's your first year in the big leagues, you're having a phenomenal start to the year. You're like, dude, I'm maybe never going to be an all-star because this is about as good as it's going to get.
It's a great call. And, one of the biggest reasons that St. Louis has shocked the world in the National League. The biggest surprise in the American League, the first place Chicago White Sox. And the fact they only have one all-star, that kind of bummed me out for them. Vargas has had a great year, well-deserved. Could have talked to you about Davis Martin. He has pitched extremely well until this weekend against Cleveland for the most part. Colson Montgomery, though, is the right answer. Leads all shortstops in home runs. Now, I know he's got holes in his game, right? His on-base percentage is very low. He strikes out a ton. Defensively, he made a couple plays this weekend that really got Cleveland back into some games. But this is what he does better than any shortstop in the game right now. He flat out mashes. And let's remember, this is an exhibition game. It's not for anything. And we're here to promote the stars of tomorrow. I have said that as long as this guy cleans up certain areas of his game, he's going to be a top 5 MVP candidate. Now, I also come from the school that if you put somebody on, you have to be willing to take somebody off. You're not taking Bobby Witt, who got voted in. Kevin McGonigal has been fantastic as a rookie, a 21-year-old for the Tigers. I would have, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I would have put him in over Travis Bazzana. What do you need 2 second basemen for? You could have put McGonigal in at second base. You could have had Bazzana's been great, and I love him, and I am so happy for him, and I'm proud. He came up in late April, and he has changed the demeanor of this team and the look of it. But to say he's had a better year than Colson Montgomery is ludicrous. It hasn't happened, and he hasn't had a better year than Kevin McGonigal. So I would say take a third shortstop and have 1 second base. I mean, second base has been the worst position in all of baseball. In the American League, has been the worst position in all of baseball. If they're not deserving, it's not deserving. I know it sounds crappy, and somebody from Cleveland's going to be like, well, you hate your guy. No, I don't hate my guy. I love my guy. I'm happy for him. I think he's done great. Can't wait to shake his hand in Philly next week. But let's call it what it is.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting we're going to be chopping it up with these guys. You
better get your questions
I'm
ready.
just going to walk off the red carpet and let you just have your way with them. I don't know.
No. Although I did do my questions this weekend. I'll send them to you. This is what we do. So give us the All-Star you're happiest for in the comments. Give us your biggest snub and who you would take off. Once again, let's do this. This is an exercise. Don't just say, I would have put him on the team. Who would you take off? Now, we know Vlad has already pulled out. He's said my back injury needs a little rest. So, okay, we get it. Let me ask you this. Do you think Wilson Contreras will be his replacement or not? He's earned it.
I don't know. I don't know. You asked me.
I'm asking because of the 7-game suspension.
Yeah, how does that carry over?
No.
Can't, right?
Well, first of all, he's appealing, so he's still playing.
Still playing, I know. I don't know. There's going to be a ton of guys that are going to make the team that are on the team right now.
Yes. That's why I don't complain. But go for it. You guys can complain in the comments. But once again, put somebody on, take somebody off. Have it make sense. Got it? Got it. One thing we love doing, and Plouffe is on his way to Minnesota, so he'll be at Target Field when the Twins host my Guardians for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He'll be calling games. He does such a great job there. He loves going to the ballpark. I love going to Dodger Stadium and Angel Stadium and other places to go get my content for dugout discussions. But the thing that's awesome is when we scan the crowd and we see John Boy Media merch out there. People are wearing all sorts of different shirts. Early in the season or late in the season, they might have a hoodie on. Well, folks, that is Shopify at work. When we design a product around a baseball moment, Shopify connects us directly to the manufacturers so orders flow out on time and land with fans wherever they are. That means there's no bottlenecks, there's no delays, and ShopPay removes the friction at checkout. So the fan who finds the product actually follows through on the purchase. That combination of reach and conversion is what makes the whole thing work. I want you to start your free trial today at shopify.com/today so you can get your goodies from John Boy Media. Shopify. All righty. Last Thursday, where there was a big old bet between my man Trevor Plouffe and our one-of-a-kind producer Dan Rourke, of course, the creator of Yankees Avenue here on John Boy Media. Yankees and Twins tangoed. Dan got in our ear when we started talking about that and said, $100, we're going to sweep Plouffe's team. And Plouffe goes, what? $100? I said, you better pay him, Dan, when they win at least one. He goes, nah, we're going to sweep. Well, let's see how that worked out.
Bell, left field, stay fair, down the line towards the pole, and that ball is fair and gone.
We gotta find a way to turn it around and, get rid of the excuses of this guy's out, that guy's out. Like other teams deal with that. It's part of the long season, So we got capable guys of going out there and helping us win, but we got to put it together as a group.
That, of course, Aaron Boone, after the Yankees dropped 9 of 10 and 2 of 3 to your Twins. Please tell me your checking account is healthier right now.
$100 richer, baby. Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
So he sent it.
He sent it right away. He's a man of his word, a gentleman. Look, the Yankees are down bad right now. There's no doubt about it, Chris. But Dan kept his word.
What do you do? Oh, my gosh. There it is.
Brendan Beck. I mean, okay. Mike Paredes. I can go back and forth with you there.
That is very, very funny. That is very funny. Okay. So you're going to keep – I wonder what do you – should we let people in the comments say what you should do with the $100 from Dan? Because, I mean, that's a special – that's not just any 100.
So I was thinking I was gonna buy him something from the All-Star game with it. Bring it to him. That was my thought with it.
And by the way, forget it. I'm not even going to say it.
Okay.
No, I'm not even going to say it.
Okay.
Dan says I should have labeled it Camilo Doval instead.
Yeah, maybe. Or Josh Bell.
Or Josh Bell. Oh my God, what a great weekend he had. That was awesome. So now let's get to the question at hand. First of all, I want to point out that the Twins win their first series in the Bronx since 2014. Does that say more about your improved Twins or the Yankees who are struggling?
I think it says more about the Twins, kind of where they're at. They've basically kind of played the same type of baseball all year long where, their offense has been good. I would say very grindy, like they grind out at bats and then they can get hot. Like they can hit some homers. Mm-hmm. There's been some really good runners in scoring position stuff for the Twins this year, which is great. And then when they get some starting pitching, like they can win baseball games. They got that from Joe Ryan, who was really, really good for them. Zebby looked in the second game good until he had some sort of cut on his foot, had to come out. But they're a baseball team that they don't have a lot of margin for error, if you will. Like they have to play like good defensive baseball, which they don't always do. They're trying to figure that out, moving guys around. But when they do line up their pitching, or honestly, not even line up their pitching, their offense has been great all year long. So when they do get some pitching whatsoever, they can win games. I'm very curious to see how the trade deadline goes and all of that stuff, because they're what, 1.5 games back out of the wild card, only 4 games back in the division, so they're right there, Chris.
We're just looking at Cody Clemens, who has had a remarkable year. Like he's part of this offense that has been a wonderful narrative in the Twin Cities, right? Yeah. He's never reached 350 at bats in a single season. He's going to be past 300 by the All-Star break. So he's going to get his 500 at bats, and he's proving that he's worthwhile of being an everyday major leaguer. Like, I'm happy for him. I don't even know if you know this. You know that the Twins have scored the most runs in the American League?
Yeah. 6th most in all of baseball.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Again, they swing the bats, and Josh Bell's done a great job. Trevor Larnach at the top of the lineup's done really well. Like Buck hasn't even hit with runners in scoring position all year long.
Oh, stop! Don't give me that. The guy has been phenomenal.
Yeah, but no, look at his RBI count in runners in scoring position. It's just is what it is.
He's done a lot of other hitting. He's done a lot of other hitting.
He came out of the game though.
Yes, he did.
Here's what hurts: our relief pitchers, 30th in ERA, 29th in WHIP, 27th in walks per 9, 27th in hits per 9. So,
yeah,
defense last in DRS, 27th in OAA. It's like there's some things we got to clean up.
I think you're one of the most fascinating teams to watch in less than a month at the trade deadline. We know what happened last year where whoever the equipment manager was like, God damn.
Hot rod.
I got to fix all these jerseys. I mean, you shipped off 40% of your team on that day. And are still...
If we still had Louis Varland, this is we talked about this.
It's a different story. It's a different story if you have Louis Varland. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's been a great... You said that at the beginning of the year that they're not as bad as I think they are. And I would say that if we were to list the 5 most surprising teams in baseball, 1's the White Sox. I would say 2's the Cardinals. I would say how well the Marlins have played they're probably up there next. And I'm talking about in a positive sense. There's other surprising teams the wrong direction. And then I would probably put you guys as next.
And you know, it's a different story if Pablo Lopez is in the rotation.
Right.
Like, there's like,
Well, but that stuff happens to every team.
yeah.
Can't do that. We start doing that, then we get a little sideways, in my opinion. But Yankees, I don't have anything to say. You go through this every year. You're without Aaron Judge. You're without G. You're without Max Fried. And now you've got 4 in Tampa coming up. Good luck. I'm sure we'll be talking
they're
about
without
that
all those
soon.
guys. And Ben Rice has been struggling. Cody Bellinger's been struggling. Paul Gulch has been struggling. This was the time for the Twins to go in there and take a series, and they did.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, that'll be fun. Twins in the second half. Who knew? I do want to hear from Yankee fans about it.
Oh, tune in. I'll talk about this tomorrow again, but we got the All Analyst broadcast starting on Tuesday, tomorrow, for the next 3 days. So me, Glenn Perkins, Justin Morneau, and Denard Span.
So are you the play-by-play guy?
The first game, I'm taking the lead. I will take the lead and do play-by-play.
Oh,
We don't
rotate it?
We don't do a ton of it. We're more. It's a different type of broadcast, but it's fun.
Yes, it is. It's a little funky. I remember it from last year.
A little funky.
It's a little funky. Somebody's got to give me the play-by-play though. When something happens, not like
we do it.
Not like a one-out base hit on a blooper. We get it. That's fine.
I'm going to win an Emmy for last year's.
No, but just remember this. I'm trying to help.
Okay.
The director doesn't always cut it so that we can see at home what's happening. So when let's say there's a runner on first base and there's a ball hit to the gap, you have got to tell us if that runner is coming home. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's helpful for us as viewers. I'm trying to help you.
Let's do it.
Okay. Jeez.
Let's do it, man. I'm going to make you proud. I promise you.
I know you are.
It's against your guards.
I know, and I'll watch. I'll watch and I'll listen, more importantly. All right. Meantime, champions. They continue to dominate the rest of their division. They took 3 of 4 from the San Diego Padres.
Cracks one in the air, left center field. Bomb! Bang! Grand slam!
Did Joe Davis just go bada bing? That's what it sounded like. Teo against the bullpen, man. Oh, man. Well, San Diego did win Sunday night, so they prevented the Dodgers on 2 fronts. From A, being the first team to win 60 games this year, and B, having a 15-game lead. As it is, they lead the Padres and the Diamondbacks by 14 games in the division. Are you surprised it's been such a cakewalk for the 2-time defending champs so far?
As far as in the division, probably not super surprised. We knew, I thought the Padres would be a better offensive team. I thought their pitching staff was flawed from the get-go. It's proved to be that. But I think the Dodgers are playing better than most people would have thought. Because what do we think about the Dodgers? Oh, they don't care about the regular season. They want to just get guys healthy, be ready for October. And they're kind of doing the same thing, but they're just winning a ton of baseball games. You have to play a fundamentally perfect game against the Dodgers right now. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot give them extra outs because they will take advantage of it. Case in point, the Teo homer came right after a Jake Cronenworth error to load the bases. So I don't know. This team is ridiculous. We said before the season, as soon as they added Kyle Tucker, who he had a nice couple games there in that series, that this was, for all intents and purposes, a super team. This is one of the better rosters we've ever seen assembled. So we really shouldn't be surprised that they're doing this. But yeah, I think even with your lofty expectations of them, they've surpassed it.
We know they're awesome. They're awesome, the Dodgers. They're great, and they're really fun to watch. It's embarrassing that not one of the other 4 teams has pushed them a little bit. It's embarrassing. The only team that in the division that's got a winning record or even close to winning record against them is the Giants, who've gone 4-3 in their 7 games. Padres 3-7, Colorado 2-5, Arizona 2-5. Be better. Be better. Look, the Dodgers have, I know that because of their finances, and they're able to have a really deep team, right? It's just Mookie Betts goes down, they're fine. Blake Snell has pitched 1 time. They're fine. Tyler Glasnow, Haven't seen him for months. They're fine. Edwin Diaz, we'll pay him almost $70 million. We barely seen him. He had to talk about cockfighting over the weekend. He's fine. They're fine. It really is incredible.
Hiroki Sasaki stinks right now. They're fine.
I'm going to ask you this. Dodgers roster versus a combination of the best players from the other 4 teams in the division. You make a roster of the best Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Padres. Who wins the division?
Probably the Dodgers, because I'm trying to think of who the starting pitchers would be. Maybe Logan Webb and who else? Walker Buehler?
Erod.
Erod's been great. You're right. Michael King. Anybody from the Rockies? No. I mean, offensively, obviously they'd be able to compete. But I don't think you'd even have like that much of a leg up offensively if you combine the rest of the team. And the pitching, I think the bullpen, Dodgers bullpen's been phenomenal. Starting pitchers would still, to me, be the Dodgers might have him beat.
So your starting lineup for the rest of the National League West would be Hunter Goodman behind the dish, Devers at first, Arise at second. I know Perdomo has not had a good year, but I love him at short. I'm still a huge fan.
Yeah.
Casey Schmidt at third.
Yeah, he's done well.
Then what's your outfield look like?
Corbin Carroll and right.
Jake McCarthy? Mickey Moniak?
Yeah, something like that. You just put Tatis out there?
Yeah, just because of his defense and he's starting to come around a little bit more.
I think the starting pitching will be interesting. Again, I'm thinking it's Erod, it's Michael King, it's Logan Webb.
Gulp.
Right?
Yeah, gulp. That's what it is.
It's interesting way to think about it. You kind of put me on the spot.
Is there any other team in baseball where you could do that and the other 4 teams just don't crush that squad?
I don't know.
Yeah, just
the Brewers
look at it.
Will compete with anybody. So,
if you took the National League Central,
that'd be tough for the Brewers. You'd be
they'd get their butt kicked.
Yeah,
the White Sox, they'd get their butt kicked.
Robbie Ray, Logan Webb, Michael King, Erod. I'm taking the Dodgers rotation.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Boy, that's fun exercise.
That is a good one.
Let us know who fills out that National League West roster, the other 4 teams against the Dodgers. That'd be fun. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this. We want to pay our respects to the family of Eliezer Alfonso Jr. It was supposed to be his shining moment on Sunday, right? Major league debut, a guy who it took him nearly a decade to work his way through the minors to get to the show. He's a catcher in the Dodgers organization. They were playing the Sunday night game on NBC Peacock, and word started to trickle out on social media that he had lost family members in the Venezuelan earthquakes. And we're like, wait a second, this guy's making his debut. And well, that's exactly what happened. He lost his stepmom and his 16-year-old sister. And here we're showing video of him stepping to the plate for the first time as a major leaguer, a time where he's supposed to take a deep breath and say, this is what all the hard work has been about. And a standing ovation from the fans in Chavez Ravine for this kid whose world has literally been turned upside down, and we're all kind of witnessing it in real time. That was some tough stuff to watch, man.
It was. The emotions that he must have been feeling are, I can't even imagine. So excited to be up there, but probably not getting that full excitement because you're thinking about your losses down in Venezuela. And obviously specifically for him, how close those losses were. I think good job by Dodgers fans for giving him that ovation. Mm-hmm. His teammates, his coaching staff was all around him, offering him support. And then, I still think it's, congratulations on making it. That's a big, big deal. And although it was obviously overshadowed by some losses, it's still Oh, you root for guys like that.
Of course you do. And I mean, one of the great things about this job that I've had is talking to guys and see them light up, remembering the day that they got to the show. I mean, for you, I love hearing it. I've heard your story a ton. I've heard it from guys I'm close with countless times, and they can remember every detail about it. And for this poor kid to have this coincide with what is supposed to be the apex of his professional life is really challenging. And I feel for him. I feel for all of the Venezuelan ball players who have just been torn up by all of this. And you can understand why. We send him our best. I hope that kid gets a homer at some point soon. I don't know when Will Smith's coming back. It's not going to be before the All-Star break. I hope he gets a chance to contribute.
Yeah,
to the Dodgers and get something good out of it. No question. The Dodgers, by the way, they do have a chance to set a record for the biggest divisional lead at the All-Star break. It's 13.5 games. The Dodgers set it in 2019 along with the Tigers in the AL Central last year. Tigers did not end up winning that division, just to let you know. All right, we still have some quick hitters to get to, but first, this word.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. You just pick a game and choose an outcome, like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. Buy as many as you want. Sell if the price moves in your favor, or you let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. Now you can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. Use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry risks of total loss and changing prices, not good for all investors. Now available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC. DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you very much there, Mr. Plouffe. All right, let's get to it from quick hitters from over the weekend. A really fun series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros down in H-Town. Junior Caminero. I mean, I think he's trying to set a record for most consecutive times we talk about an individual player on the show. 4th of July, dude went deep again. Danny, do we have that video? I just love seeing the 4th of July video. Okay, sorry. I didn't send you that video. That's my fault. Anyway, it was his 11th homer in the last 11 games. But he was one up by the man who is going to join him in the starting lineup for the American League a week from tomorrow.
Straightaway center. Did he do it? Did he do it? Yes, he did! Start the fireworks!
Great call there. What's more impressive, Caminero's 10-day run or Yordan's first half?
I mean, look, Caminero's been going off. It's awesome to watch him. He's a stud. I think he had, 11 homers in 11 days. I still think it's Yordan and what he's been able to do. I keep saying he's the third best hitter in the game. I'm not so sure. Like he legit might be I think the second best hitter in the game. Like I guess Aaron Judge, Juan Soto are so freaking good, but like the fact that we're having these conversations just tells you how good he is, and he's been consistently that good all year long. I think he's 1 point off the Triple Crown right now, behind Yandy Diaz in batting average. So I don't know, man. Triple Crown to me still holds so much weight. Like think about that. Batting average, people don't care about that anymore. It's still pretty awesome. Homers, runs driven in, it's everything you want in a hitter, and he's leading the way.
Well, I understand if people don't want to care about batting average, but I'm also going to care when a guy's got almost a 1.1 OPS. Yeah. So, I'm good. I'm good with him. His season's been incredible, and if the guy does get the Triple Crown, I'm going to celebrate it, just like I did when Miggy got it. I think it's freaking awesome. I love it. There's Caminero's home run. By the way, the July 4th unis, I love the numbers on the back.
Yeah, they did a really good job right there. Hunter Brown just hanging that slider, and that is
And then
bye-bye.
hanging his head.
Whew.
Dude, 11 in 11 games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did that in the Little League.
Probably.
Okay. Big swinger. Brewers, they started their road trip with a series win out in Arizona, but they have lost Brandon Woodruff yet again, placed on the injured list because of a bad shoulder.
It's kind of the life of my shoulder in a sense, and it's it's one of those things where you hope that it would hold on until you get to the end of the year, and then you reassess and kind of make some adjustments, but kind of just popped up on me again.
Are the Brewers, who currently have the second best record in the National League, making a mistake if they do not trade for a viable starter?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if they need to go get like the ace. I do think because you're hoping Brandon Woodruff comes back by the end of the year and is the guy who he can be. They do need someone to eat up some innings, though. I mean, you have Harrison, you got Miz, great. If you pair them with Woodruff going into the playoffs, I think that's all you kind of need. Logan Henderson's coming back, so they're getting another pitcher back. Shane Drone's been pretty good for them. They need another guy to eat innings. I don't like if they went out and got Skubal, great, or like I don't know. Like, are you gonna be able to pry either of those guys, Sandy or Skubal, away from their teams that are like making charges? Like, I don't think so. So, I'd go more innings eater, like give you a chance than an ace for them if I'm running the team.
Look, one of the first times the Brewers got put on the map nationally was 2008 when they traded for CC Sabathia. He went on a ridiculous run where he was taking the ball every 3 days down the stretch just to get him into the playoffs. Now, he ran out of gas in that series against Philadelphia, but it was, if you still talk to Brewers fans, it's been almost 20 years since that happened. It was one of the most memorable times they've ever had. Like 6 weeks ago, I said, go get Tarek Skubal. I said it. They have the farm system to go do it if that's what Scott Harris is looking for. I'm sorry, you're going to end up wasting a year of Miz. You just are. You're going to waste a full year if you don't try. And don't give me this bullshit. Well, why should we try? The Dodgers are better than us. In a series? I mean, Kyle Harrison has had a phenomenal year. Phenomenal year. He's never thrown a playoff pitch. So we're going to go Miz. Fingers crossed on Harrison. Logan Henderson, Drone. That's what we're going to do in the playoffs. I mean, we're going to have another year where you've had an amazing regular season.
Come on. I get it, Chris. Run prevention is not their weakness. I've talked about this before. We asked this kind of question, like, what would you rather go do, get a bat or an arm? I think it's a bat. I think it's a homer.
So go tear it. So go get Gleyber Torres with, I know Torres is hurt right now. Go get a 2-for-1. Go get two guys who are going to walk at the end of the year.
And I think if I'm running the team, I'm looking for right-handed pop, which doesn't exist essentially.
But Gleyber Torres is a guy that can get on base. He could click you, and particularly in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, that makes sense. If you're going to give up some stuff for a guy like, who the hell would want to face Skubal and Miz?
I get it. Of course. Would it be a great addition to the team? Yes. I'm just
okay.
Don't know if that's the way they're going to go. They don't really, I don't know. They don't operate like that, but they did operate like that at one point, and it was awesome.
I was shocked in the offseason when they offered Woodruff the qualifying offer. I love him. He's a great dude. Awesome. And when he's out there, great. But I can't rely on him. If you're a serious contender, you can't. $22 million for a guy you can't rely on is tough. I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets back. I hope he makes me eat my words. I just don't think it's going to happen. Guardians and White Sox, they continued to entertain with plenty of drama in a 4-game set.
Now Brian Rocchio with a fly ball to right field. Down the line it goes. Goodbye. Good night. Unbelievable.
Matt Underwood with maybe his best call ever. As the Guardians came back, they won the first 2 via walk-off. Chicago got Saturday and Sunday. So Chicago leaves Cleveland with a 1-game lead in the AL Central. Do you think this division goes all the way down to the wire?
I do. I think the White Sox are going to be there. Cleveland always finds ways to win games. What are they, 8-11 without Jose Ramirez? So they're kind of treading water, which we thought they would do. When he's back, like they're a different team. Like they're going to be fine. I think the Twins are going to find themselves in this race by the end of it as well. At least I'm really hoping. And so I do. I think it's going to be a 3-team race going down to the wire. And honestly, that series right there between the White Sox and Cleveland is a phenomenal watch if you're a baseball fan and maybe you don't care about the names and you just want to watch good baseball. That's a fun series to watch. I think 7 of the 8 games have been decided by 1 run. I hope we get that. And do they play late in the year? I guess
there's a series kind of in mid-ish August and then one in early-ish September. So it's not all the way late. And by the way,
I would love to see them at the end. Who do the Twins have at the end of the year? Do we have any of you guys? Let's see. Got it up right here. And no. Cleveland is 11th through the 13th. White Sox 4th through the 6th.
Sorry. By the way, so it's 6 of 7. They've played 7 games. 6 of those 7 have been 1-run games. 3 have been won via the walk-off. And by the way, Anthony Kay kind of stirred some shit this weekend on, was it Friday, I want to say? Yes, it was Friday he started, and he has pitched very well in his 2 starts against Cleveland and has been meh the rest of the way. Well, in the 5th inning, top of the 5th, it starts raining, and there's a storm coming, and Gavin Williams has 2 on and 2 out and gives up a 3-run homer to Vargas. So the White Sox take a 3-1 lead. Umpires call for the tarp. Rains forever, come back. Cleveland ends up winning the game on a walk-off by Khalil Watson. After the game, Anthony Kay goes, I'm not up with the shenanigans of the Cleveland grounds crew. They wanted to get me out of the game. Well, first of all, Anthony, it's the umpires who decide when the tarp comes on the field. Now, there was a light rain, so they misjudged it by 15 minutes, which maybe gets you 1 other inning. So maybe you pitch the bottom of the 5th. With all due respect, you're not Derek Skubal.
Oof.
Am I wrong?
He's literally not Derek Skubal. Yes,
right.
You're right about that.
I mean, have you ever heard of a guy say they're trying to get me out of the game?
Well, you really never go with the grounds crew. Those guys work extremely hard. People got really mad at me when I talked about Chicago's infield, but that's a known thing.
By the way, like I said, it's the umpires who decide, right?
Yeah.
It's the umpires. Now, they show them the radar. They talk about it ahead of the game. As far as I know, this is when I've talked to umpires and when I've talked to people that work on the grounds crew. They show them the radar ahead of time. This is what we're expecting around this time. And then when it starts to rain, they bring out the radar. Here, give a look. I don't think it's the Cleveland grounds crew that did you dirty. You can be upset that you lost, you got pulled out of the game and your team lost. I get it. To say that the Cleveland grounds crew is trying to get Anthony Kay out of the game.
I love an ornery Chris Rose. How about Khalil Watson? You guys always got these young, fun players coming.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really good. Holiday weekend,
obviously.
Huh?
He's short, obviously.
Short and lefty.
Yeah.
Told you. If the Guardians were on Love Island, they'd have a type. This holiday weekend went by fast, just like an Aroldis Chapman heater.
And the left-hander from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that's a record for all time. 1,364 strikeouts for Aroldis Chapman. That's the most of any relief pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball.
Where should we rank the left-hander in terms of all-time elite relievers?
I'm so not good with these questions, Chris, whatsoever. He's up there with some of the best relief pitchers of all time. Longevity, just stylistically as well. I feel like he's a rarity in that aspect of it. I mean, when he threw 104 back in 2012, that was completely unheard of. That was that'd be comparing today's fastballs. It'd be 109 or 10. People were just not throwing that hard back then, and he did. We're more used to it now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Off the top of my head, top 5.
So I guess
Weird.
let's talk the guys that we have today. Kenley or Chapman?
Oh man, I think I take Chapman.
Chapman or Kimbrel?
Again, I don't even know the career statistics for these guys.
Yeah, but
so
I mean, but you know that Kenley is like 4th all time or whatever it is. You know, he just moved up there. And Kimbrel's over 400 saves as well. And Chapman's 10th. He's 10th all time. He's at what? 385.
385.
He got one last night?
385.
Yeah. He's closing in on Eck.
I mean, I don't know. This is such not a me question. You answer the question.
Okay, so he had kind of a donut hole recently in his career where from 22 through 24, he was not the guy at the back end of the bullpen. He got 29 combined saves in his time where he was jumping around from team to team. But he has rebounded nicely in his late 30s here. The thing is, if I ask you about Aroldis Chapman, you might think heater, awesome. There's 2 plays that come to mind. It's the Rajai Davis home run. It's the Jose Altuve home run.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a little bit of a asterisk with that one when you're talking about closers because you're always in the game. Like you could talk about Mariano Rivera giving up the game winner in the 0-1 World Series to Luis Gonzalez. That's not the number one thing that comes to mind with Mo, I don't think. It's cutter. But with Chapman, he didn't have his hallmark World Series on the mound moment to win it all. So what is his moment? Just throwing in 104, I guess, which is pretty cool.
I mean, I'm going up and down. I have the page open now. It's Mo. It's Trevor Hoffman. Then it's Kenley. Then it's Lee Smith, Kimbrel, right. Francisco Rodriguez, John Franco, Billy Wagner, Dennis Eckersley. Now you can say, what's Dennis Eckersley's most famous moment?
Right. That's fair. Totally.
Yeah.
But he was also on the mound. He was also on the mound when the A's won it all in 1989.
Yeah, but
what? He also won an MVP.
No, I know. I'm not taking anything away. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, not a me question.
No,
now that I'm looking, it goes Mo, Hoffman, Billy Wagner, Dennis Eckersley, and yeah, Aroldis Chapman's not even close to the top 5, so I take my answer back.
Well, he is close to the top 5.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, but I wouldn't put him in my top 5.
I do think the fact that he's bounced back after the 3-year lull where he had less than 30 saves combined is actually pretty good for him.
There's some people on this list that I just never would have imagined. Houston Street is 21st all time.
Yeah, he's got over 300 saves, doesn't he?
324. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people.
Yeah, there's some interesting names. Okay, finally, Cards and Cubs look like they were playing through fireworks smoke on July 4th. That's a crazy. rough shot. I mean, it's a great shot. Good job by Fox showing us that. And then did you see the clip where all the infielders are like, I can't see the ball, right? Weatherholt, Wynn, Burleson, they're all sitting there saying, we can't see the ball. What would you have done if you were in this game?
It for sure probably looks worse on TV than when you're out there. But yeah, I would have been complaining, of course. Like, I can't see the ball. I'm playing third base. Like, I'm going to get killed here. And like, if I was the hitter, I would say, I'm not trying to like wear one off the dome. I would have complained. Yeah, those are dangerous conditions. Like, if you can't see the ball, it's dangerous.
There was also the Fog Bowl for people that I think you were 2 years old when this happened. It was 1988 between the Eagles and Bears, a playoff game at Soldier Field. You literally could not see the football at all. I was watching the game. You're like, I'm staring at
Did they just hand it off every play?
No, they had to throw. They played right through it. It was ridiculous. It was whatever. Didn't make any sense. All right. Whew. Like a nice, beefy show. That was nice. All right. We're going to be travel safely. We'll see you again from the Twin Cities. We can't wait for that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, who's $100 lighter today, and the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, who's $100 richer, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Tuesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.